This is a quick start video on how to use Profis Detection with Hilti. I'm going to assume that you already have your scan files already in here. Another video on that later if you need help with that. But if you already have your scans in here, I'm going to go through the quick button pushes that'll get you started if you already kind of know what you're looking to do. You already have your projects up here. This is the top screen, projects, and they're all pulling from this file path on your computer. Once you open up a project, it's going to show all the scans down here at the bottom. When they were scanned, the file name on the scanner, you can rename it over here, but that's what you see on this screen. Pretty self-explanatory. Once you know which file you want, you could just double click it, and it's going to open it up in this screen over here. And once this loads, I'm also going to load a Faro scan as well. Let me just load a demo from the PS300. I will load this one. The nice thing is you can have both a PS1000 scan and a Faro scan open at the same time, but if I wanted to open up another PS1000 scan, unfortunately I can't have more tabs than just one of each scan type open at a time. And all I want to mainly show you is both scan options, so on the X scan and on the Faro scan, you have the same button pushes, and you have your 2D, 3D options. You go to parameters to adjust general settings of your scan, your concrete settings, your dielectric settings, your any processing information you want to do on the view of the scan itself. You can change visualization settings, your color scheme, contrast, which is important. I like to have this lower when I'm using PS1000 scans, as well as the cross-sectional views of your X, Y, and Z. I'll go over this later. You also have your config settings, which essentially you can just change your colors for your scan data. You can also come in here and see only the horizontal scan layer or only the vertical scan layer if that is what you're interested to see, or you can see it all at once. This is for the image scan. You have your extras. This is where you come to export your image you're looking at or making your own reports, or to export certain drill hole locations that you might have put on here. Finally, you have the ability to annotate your drawing in any way. These will show up on a report if you make it. Drill holes, you can add drill holes to this area if you want to. If like a hole you might want to drill at a location such as that spot right there. You can see that on the 3D mode as well. And then finally you have snapshots, where you can, as you work, take snapshots of something you've been working on. So for instance, I had a 3D view that I wanted to take a snapshot of. I took it, I just click it automatically, and it just takes a screenshot basically of what you're looking at the time. In this case, I took a snapshot of this distance marker I put up here. Pretty basic, but those are the basic button pushes that you're working with in Profis Detection. I wanted to show you that for Faro scan, it basically remains the same. There's some different information over here because you're working with a different scan type. This is a magnetic induction scan, so you have your diameter of your rebar settings over here. Then you have your ability to click on the scan data within the image scan to see what this data is. So if I have my parameters set correctly over here, then the software will bounce back to me the information about that bar that I'm looking at, number 4 bar, certain amount of coverage, and the X and Y location is the X and Y location on the scan. And if I wanted to, I can make that a measurement and save it down here as one of my main measures. You also have your coverage statistics of all of the bars in your scan that you've done. And in the graph, once I show the graph, I can see the horizontal bar data and the vertical bar data with all of the minimum, maximum coverages in there. So if I'm looking at my minimum horizontal, my horizontal is in orange. Minimum is showing up right here. This is all in millimeters. The maximum is showing at 2, which is coming up right here. And then my minimum for my vertical, 0.8, is showing right here. And the maximum is 3, which is showing right here around 76 millimeters. So you get a lot of good information right there under the results. You also have your visualization settings, your configuration settings, very similar to the 1000. You have your extras to generate reports from the software. And one thing I will add about this is you can actually use this section to generate a CSV file of all of the data within the scan. So all the scan data can be populated in Excel, so you can use Excel to do a lot more of analysis on your scan itself. You can also look at recorded measurements and survey coordinates that you've plugged in here as well in a CSV file. More on that later. I just wanted to make sure that I mentioned that at this moment as well. Annotation, drill holes, just as before, and again, you can do snapshots as well. So that's a brief overview. If that's enough to get you started, then enjoy. If not, feel free to watch more videos on the software.